Okay, so this recording is to just make sure everybody understands what the basics of spreadsheets, and if this is a problem for you, you are always welcome to use a calculator on the exams. You're not required to use a spreadsheet, but a lot of people like using the spreadsheets, so this is to help you understand. Okay, so the problem we were trying to solve in class was, what about if you owe $5,000 and in month one the amount you start the month with is you owe $5,000, and for the change we're going to actually say we're going to charge 1% interest, so we're going to say equals the previous cell, which is B2, times 0.01. Alright, then we're going to add. So this is a situation where you have like a payment holiday or something in effect. So they're not making you pay, but they are allowing the amount you owe to go up, right? But I want to just automatically increment this. Actually, the computer will do that anyway, but let's pretend that that's not automatic. Let's pretend like we have to do it by hand. So it could be equals A2 plus 1, and then you could just, any formula you want, you could just drag like that. Okay, so the default formula they assume you want it to do is plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, but if you want to specify any formula, this is the way you would do it. This cell I'm going to grab from here. I could type it in, or I could just click to tell it which cell I'm referring to. Now, this change is going to be the same formula as the previous one, so it just increments. Notice this is B2 times 0.01. This will say B3 times 0.01. Okay? And again, the relative formula is the same. Now, I've already dragged this one down, but if I want to drag all three of these, I notice they have formula, formula, formula. They're all formulas. Nothing is originally typed. I can just drag like that. Let me just show you again. So I'm going to click here and mouse over, shift click or command click, it depends on your system. But once you see that this whole thing has been bound together, you can grab this little hook and drag it as far as you want. Okay? So that's the first example that I wanted to show you. And the second example is this problem. And this involves actually making payments, because we don't want to just owe that money forever. We're going to double check against what I got in class to make sure that we're doing it right. Okay, so I'm going to just make a new sheet and just put it right here. Month, old, and then I'm going to say interest. I'm going to split it up into two different columns. You can combine C and D in one step, but I'm breaking it out just so that you can see what's happening. I'm going to do the cheat way and just drag the number down. Now, this we agreed in class, a $10,000 car, and we agreed on interest rate to be equal to this value times 0.005, so 0.5%. All right. Now the payment we agreed is going to always be 500, but I have to put equals so that it doesn't say 500, 501, 502. See that whole trick again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say equals this amount plus this amount minus this amount. Great. Now since these guys are partially formulas and partially not, I want to make sure I get this going right. I want this value to come from here, so I hit enter. Now I'm going to just drag this down. I'm going to drag this down and sanity check that nothing weird's happening. I'm going to check that the payment is stable, the interest is going down, and the new balance is going down. And it's working. Notice if you lose that grab, you can just grab one row, it's fine. And you just keep going until the person pays this off. See, it's once it's negative, you know the person paid it off because the last payment isn't right. It's not going to be $500. Your last payment's just going to be $62 plus your interest, so it's only going to be about $63, whatever. Okay, and then that will be your final payment. So there's a change. The very last one is different, but that's how that works. And let's make sure we got the same answers as we got in class. So let's see, in month 19, 1054. Yep, it's the right thing. Okay, so just go ahead and do it yourself and double check that you're getting the same answer we got in class for that example. And then if you get that, you're pretty much on the right track with these spreadsheet problems.